Good afternoon, my name is Olga Atamanova and Ukrainian Media Center Ukrinform continues its operation today. Today is day 566 of the full-scale invasion of our homeland by Russian aggressor, and now we will be talking about the harvesting campaign and the export of Ukrainian agricultural products. Joining us online is Dmytro Solomchuk, member of the parliament and member of the Parliamentary Agrarian and Land Policy Committee. Good afternoon, Mr. Dmytro. Good afternoon, Ms. Olga. Good afternoon to all the Ukrainians. Mr. Dmytro, let's start with the results of the harvesting campaign. What can we say now? What are the summaries? Well, the harvesting campaign shows pretty good results thanks to the good weather conditions. And somewhere in the occupied territories, the agrarians, in cooperation with State Emergency Service and the Armed Forces of Ukraine, demined a lot of territory. They've sown a lot of sunflower in the spring, so they have started harvesting already there. I'm talking about the southern regions, such as Mykolaiv, Kherson regions, but unfortunately there are still a lot of problems with the export of the agricultural products. So about the exports, do we have any prospects of solving this problem? We know that a couple of vessels have already left the ports of Odessa. Do we have any positive expectations that this corridor, whether with Russia or without them, will resume its operation? Well, the hope is always there. Many parties are involved in this process, in my opinion, given the fact that there are funds allocated in the state budget for insurance of the vessels and agricultural products, and the fact that the armed forces of Ukraine have guaranteed the security of the 12-mile zone in the Black Sea for the passage of those 4 vessels. In my opinion, if Romanian and Bulgarian and Turkish parties get involved more in the process, the grain corridor could operate in this format very well. Well, talking about the alternative export pathways, we know that part of the EU countries have banned the export and transit of our grains. So what are the ways out of this situation? Well, part of the grain is exported through Danube. It goes either with railway or motorways. Part of our products is exported through Moldova. Transit through Poland is also available, not in very large amounts, maybe up to 200,000 tons. It goes a little bit along the motorways, but now we see the statements by the Polish party. There are some intense processes initiated in the on the eve of elections. They protect the Polish farmers, but I think that the Ukrainian farmers do not influence the price of the grain in Poland too much. So talking about the amount of exports during the last couple of months, what is it? Well, it's up to 3 million tons, all the agricultural products together. This is a very small amount because we need to export at least 6 million for the time being, and the good result would be 6.57 million because the predicted harvest will amount to about 70 million tons, plus the residue from the last season is about 8 to 9 million tons. Before the war, the Ukraine was consuming, together with the cattle farmers, the consumption rate was at the level of 20 million tons, and this year it will be not more than 15-16 million tons. So to export the products, the agricultural products, before the next harvest that will start on the 15th of June. Every month we are supposed to export at least 6 million tons. Well, for the time being, our exports is twice as smaller as that. So what's going on with the storage? Are we ready to store all those agricultural products that were not exported, plus the harvest that we're gathering now? Well, the situation is unstable with the storage mostly in the deoccupied parts of Ukraine, in Kherson and Sumy regions, Kharkiv region, where the storage facilities were damaged. And this year there is a charitable program in place called the Harvest of Victory, which was providing the farmers with the sleeves for storage. I think the situation will get more complicated in about a month when the harvester combines will go harvesting all across Ukraine. They will be able to gather about 20 to 30% of the autumn harvest, and the problem of storage will be arising sharply there because the storage facilities will be not sufficient. Well, I cannot help but asking about the preparation of our agrarians to winter sowing campaign. What are the plans in this regard? Well, ripe is already sown. The winter wheat is being sown for the time being, and the autumn sowing campaign will be on the way until the end of October. Depending on the region, all the agrarians are planning to do sowing. In the occupied territories, those who have no financial capabilities were supported by the seed material, by their peers. The RIE program initiated by Howard Buffett from his company Carvajal, and it's clear that support with the tractors, sowing machines, first of all in the deoccupied territories, also played a significant role. Those machines, they keep sowing and they want to sow the maximum of the square meters possible. Given the difficult situation, they work under shellings. They cannot export their products because due to the logistics, the price is almost non-existent. Some take advantage of this situation and buy our agricultural produce just for nothing. So there is a lot of work to be done. We have questions on the floor. Good afternoon, Anastasia Kravchenko, Ukrinform. My first question is about this ban of import of a number of types of Ukrainian agricultural products in 5 EU countries. Poland says they will continue the ban regardless of the decision of the European Commission, but what is the sentiment in other countries like Bulgaria, Romania, Slovakia and Hungary? Do they plan to extend the ban even in case the European Commission refuses to do so? Well, look, the export is going on through those countries in very small amounts. The transit export. Hungary and Slovakia don't use this problem is the political technologies before the elections, just like Poland does. Today there was a new video, you may have seen it, by the Polish politicians about protection of their farmers against Ukrainian grain. So we're waiting for the decision of the European Union about allocation of certain amount of funds to bail out some Ukrainian crops, certain amount of Ukrainian crops from Ukrainian farmers, so they could pay for the operation costs. We're talking about an amount of around 1 billion euro here, but it's important to have the government bail out the harvest that could be probably stored with them, but at least they will have money for further operation. So I hope that the election processes will be over soon in our partner countries, and this problem will not arise anymore, and we will develop new markets all across Ukraine, because the agriculture is very well developed in Ukraine, just like in Poland. And if we don't supply our agricultural products to those markets, we will just open the green corridor for the supplies from Russia, because the countries of the Middle East and Africa, they need to eat something, to put something on their table, on their plates. So if we don't give it from us due to the blockade from our neighbors, they will buy it somewhere else. This is what's happening already. And looking at the situation in place now, it seems like the sanctions were imposed not on Russian agro holdings, but rather on Ukrainian farmers. This is what it looks like. Well, we have more questions. So this scenario is already happening now, that Russia is capturing the markets where Ukraine used to supply our products to. Yes, people need to eat something, right? If we are blocked from all around, it seems like it should be happening the other way around. We should be supplying agricultural products together with European farmers to have our products exported to Egypt, other countries of Africa. So any blocking, it results in the fact that those countries, the buyers, have to buy agricultural products somewhere else. They first refused the bloody Russian grain, but their citizens need to eat something. Can you please comment on the situation in the ports of Danube? We understand that now is the only export channel for Ukrainian food that continues operating, but Russia doesn't cease its shelling of the port infrastructures. The Agrarian says that the cost of freight grows a lot. Do the ports operate in full? What is the change of percentage? Well, they cannot operate 100% under conditions like this. Small barges are being loaded under significant risks. The people, the drivers who bring that grain with their trucks are in jeopardy. Obviously, the freight, the cost of delivery reflects those risks, and it reflects in the growth of price up to $80–90 per ton, and the agrarians need to bring it to the ports. They sell wheat at minus 50–60% of the price, and everybody who can do it, please don't sell your products now. Just store it with you until the price gets back to normal, to the global market level. Mr. Dmytro, so the last question is about the government support of the agrarians. Are the programs still in place, or maybe some new support programs are in development? For the time being, there is no traditional government support, and it will not be implemented because the maximum of the money, according to the legislative initiatives that will be emerging in the parliament, they will be forwarded to defense and security, but there will be programs from our international partners like USAID, the construction of processing facilities, construction of elevators. Many farmers that I know, they take advantage of that program. There are also programs implemented in horticulture, the loan funds, but they work. The Harvest of Victory, the program donated by Howard Buffett, under which the tractors, combiners are provided mostly in the occupied territories. For what I know, about 200 farmers use that machinery. Tens of thousands of hectares of land are already sown there. And also this year there will be support, just like the previous year, of the small farmers by the European Bank for Reconstruction of Development. Today, well, not today, but a week ago, we provided the proposal for the Ministry of Agriculture to make this program work in the deoccupied territories, because it was not the case during previous seasons. So it should start working in the deoccupied territories, because this is where people need the support the most, sometimes more than in other regions. Different other private funds, equity funds, they continue working with the support with fertilizers and grain material, the seeds. They were very active in the spring. I think about, well, more than 1,000 farmers were provided with seeds material. Mr. Dmytro, thank you very much for joining our broadcast. Thank you for the information you've disclosed. Dear colleagues, I'm reminding you, joining us was Dmytro Solomchuk, People's Deputy of Ukraine and a member of Parliamentary Committee on Agrarian and Land Policy. We continue working for our victory. Our team is putting together the schedule for tomorrow, so stay tuned, and we want to thank our armed forces, and glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes.